Hello there, all you wonderful, beautiful ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It is I, your host here, the Y2K Reviewer, talking about a very important, special video game today. Now, this video is non-scripted. Please keep that in mind when watching this. So, this is all just natural. I know what I'm saying. I'm gonna talk about a very important video game brought to us by the creators of Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Akira Toriyama that came out 30 years plus 5 or 6 days ago from now, or 7. Chrono Trigger. Yes, Chrono Trigger. I can't believe that Chrono Trigger is 30 years old now. That's how old I am, dude. I'm 30 years old. This game is as old as me. I'm going to be 31 this year, though. This game just turned 30, just a few days ago, March 11th. And nobody made a big video about it yet, I feel like. Maybe a few people have, but I'm getting a little teary-eyed thinking about this because, wow, I can't believe it. This is a game that's very important to me in some ways. Everyone has their story about this game, I'm sure, that's played it. But it's a game that I really want to talk about because if you've never played it, you're seriously missing out on a great, amazing, adventurous experience. It's one of the best games ever made. It's one of the most important games on the Super Nintendo. And it's by far one of the most important games of all time. I mean, I just told you the creators of Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, and Final Fantasy made this game. Did I say that yet? Well, anyways, the legendary trio of fathers essentially made this game of Dragon Ball, again, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Quest. So I need to say anything else? Like, god damn. This game, man, this game is like magic. So I remember when I first played this game, okay? Not this version. This is not the official copy. If you have not seen my Super Nintendo version video, I'm sorry. I don't own official Chrono Trigger. Well, okay, we'll get to that later. I do have one thing, but this is not official. So I first played this game back in I think it was 13, sadly, yes. So not too long ago when you look at it. But at the same time, that does feel forever ago to me, especially with each passing year. It was over 10 years ago. That's still pretty far away. And not only that, to me it feels like it was 15 years ago, but it really wasn't. It was like more like 12 or 13 or so. But as I get older, yeah, it will be. But fresh out of high school, I've told the story before in other videos, I got myself a PlayStation 3 fat model that could play PS2 games. Little did I know at the time that every PS3 could play PS1 games. I did not know that, but whatever. And I got the Final Fantasy Anthology collection that came with Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IV. Now, at the time, I was really excited to play Chrono Trigger, and I just got into it, and I fell in love with it. In fact, I recorded myself playing the game back then for an older YouTube channel that unfortunately is no longer online, but I remember doing a Let's Play of Chrono Trigger the first time I've ever decided to play this game. So this next part of my story is honestly a little sad, because it has to do with somebody who I thought at the time was my friend, but unfortunately they cut me out. That's happened to me on more than one occasion. He isn't the only one. He goes by Koopa Kirby online, and I still think fondly of him. But at the time, he invited me over to his house. I met him through my first college, Schoolcraft, and he was very friendly and kind enough to show me his official copy of Chrono Trigger. He had one. His dad was a big collector of gaming, or he was really into it. So was his older brother. His whole family seemed to be. And he was a pretty awesome, positive guy, and I really liked hanging out with him at the time. And I remember that happening. I got to see an official copy of the game in my hands and everything. And for the longest time, I only owned the PS1 version. And then, fast forward to 2022/2023, when I worked at my old video game store, Retro Taku Video Games, that I fortunately had to leave. But I'm not sure if I'm ever going to tell its story online or not. That's up for debate right now. I saw something very magical get traded in at Retro Taku Video Games, and I couldn't believe how much it was. And that was this baby right here, the Chrono Trigger Strategy Guide. And I bet I got ya. This is a reproduction. This is not the real thing. This is not the real thing. I just got this in the mail today. So, I already unwrapped it. I still have to get it off the shrink wrap. No, this would be way more expensive than what it was I paid for if it was the official thing in shrink wrap. I don't know if strategy guides looked like this back in the day. Some of you out there probably could tell right away that this was a repro. But no, it's not. But no, something else came in though that was very magical that I held on to forever until I could finally afford it and purchase it. And I'm so happy. I snagged it up right when I could, got home, played it right away. And it's the best version of the game. I think you know what it is. This is definitely official. I do have the game officially on the Nintendo DS. I have shown this in my Nintendo DS episode. It's small, I know, but it's still Chrono Trigger. It doesn't matter if it's small. This is said to be the best version of the game still. I have the cartridge right there, and I have this. I have the manual, obviously, and I have... I think it's supposed to come with like 3 different papers, but I don't remember if it is... I think it's the map. Yeah, I don't have the map, but I don't think I do. Let's find out. No, I don't. I have the poster. I have the poster, and I should hang it up down here. Especially now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm sorry that I'm late to the party. Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day, for crying out loud. You see my green Ninja Turtles shirt? Yeah, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I didn't know I turned 30. I saw a post on Facebook today when I was at work, and I was like, oh my god, it's 30? I couldn't believe it just while scrolling on my phone during my lunch break. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. But yep, there's the poster. Pretty awesome, right? I should definitely hang this up because it's Chrono Trigger, one of the most important games of all time. I remember I used to work at Best Buy as well back in 2015. And there's this guy who was my friend at the time. I think his name was like Derek or something. And he was a really sweet, awesome dude. And he was like really into like PC gaming and stuff. And he was really into like, you know, modern tech and whatnot. But it caught me off guard and surprise when he told me that his favorite game of all time was Chrono Trigger. I was like, really? That game? That's awesome. I didn't know. I thought it'd be something like more modern we were talking about. It just threw me off guard. I was like, wow. But I love Chrono Trigger, and yes, it is definitely one of the most important games ever made, and it's definitely one of the best games ever made. To me, the honor will always be Shenmue, but this is before the game was even invented or existed or anything. Yes, Shenmue was still technically being developed during this time, but so what? You know, Chrono Trigger came out, it was there, it was considered to be the best game ever made. It's like, and the reason why I talk about this why I think that's so important is because it's a 16-bit 2D game, and it's kind of like the catalyst of like why you play a solid like 3D game that feels fluid to control and stuff. That feels like this game is gonna be timeless. This game controls great. It kind of started with Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger holds up incredibly well today. It doesn't feel off or janky or anything when you play it. It feels like a modern game even now. Even now it does. This is, you know, no pun intended, this game is timeless. Chrono Trigger is timeless. It is. It is. Play it today, it does not feel like a game that came out 30 years ago. It feels like a game that like an indie developer made. A really well high-budgeted possibly indie developer, and an indie developer that like, you know, could actually afford a lot for it. It feels timeless. It does. And if it wasn't for this game, it just a lot wouldn't be the same today in the gaming industry. That's all I'm saying. So, thank you, Chrono Trigger, for so much you've done. Thank you to Square Enix, or Squaresoft. Thank you to the creators of Chrono Trigger. I'm so sorry. I don't remember their names, except for, of course, Akira Toriyama. And this, it came out only, wow, he died like 10 days ago, a year ago from today. So, it's crazy how these anniversaries are like right by each other. But, yes, that is insane to me. But, guys, if you've never played Chrono Trigger before, you are honestly, seriously missing out. It is an amazing gaming experience. I have not beaten it yet, no, but I know a lot about it. And like I said before in this video, it is considered to be the best game ever made by a few other people. Same thing with Final Fantasy 6 and 7. Those games are also super awesomely important. I have played through them. I haven't beaten them all yet. No, I'm not beating any of these games yet. Just the beginning will get you like, I understand why these games are so hugely important. This is awesome. And let me tell you right now, if you're not too keen on RPGs, if you don't like JRPGs or RPGs in general, I don't like RPGs. I don't like grinding and stuff and, you know, getting through the game. I said the same thing in my Halo video about first-person shooters. Play this game if you hate RPGs. Because if you never played before. Why? Because it's not really designed like an RPG that you might expect. It's designed to be an adventure. It's a game that's about like fun and just getting into just having an experience. If you like really good, well-written stories, that's all that matters when it comes to experiencing this game. Like, you're not going to think about the gameplay. You're going to just play it and enjoy it. That's what makes this game work so beautifully well. In fact, some of the best games ever made are designed like you don't really think about like what you're doing while you're playing the game. You're just playing the game. You're just acting and going and doing. Shenmue's the same way. Yes, Halo 1 and 3 and even 2 to some extent are the same way. Chrono Trigger, no difference here. Mario Brothers, same way. You don't really think about it. You just go. You just play. You don't really think about what you're doing. You just act. And that, to me, is really important when it comes to a really good, well-designed game. And of course, like I said, no exception here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go play Chrono Trigger. It's so important if you have it. It says it right there on the back of the case. Look, right there. See? Right there. Look. Important. See? Right there. Right there. I told you. It's important. Oh, yep. Same thing with the DS version. Right there. Oh, yep. Right there. It says important. It's important. So please, ladies and gentlemen, go play Chrono Trigger. It is an amazing gaming experience. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know I don't have a lot of bonding experiences with this game yet, but from a little, I got into like as far as going back to, I think, the caveman era in the DS version. Oh, I dropped it. Ah, no, I know. I only gotten that far. I know, in the experience overall, but it's so good. It's so good. And if you've never seen Time Bandits, that's the closest thing we kind of have right now to a Chrono Trigger movie. That's a really good movie, though. I love Time Bandits. Kind of like how Princess Mononoke is similar to like a Zelda film. Time Bandits is kind of like a Chrono Trigger film. You should see it. It's really amazing and good. And yeah, and I found out that Square Enix actually announced a lot for Chrono Trigger on its 30th anniversary. So I'm looking forward to those projects. I'm looking forward to a remake finally and a sequel. I would love to see a movie. But, of Chrono Trigger. I think fans have been wanting that for so long now, for so many years. But it's just like, how can you make a Chrono Trigger film now without Akira Toriyama? Can you do it, and should you do it? I don't know, they could get the animators of Dragon Ball GT to help animate a Chrono Trigger film, if it's animated. I don't know. I think it should be animated to honor Akira Toriyama at least. I think it should be, especially now more than ever. And I am still very disappointed that Nintendo and Sega did not acknowledge Akira Toriyama's influences on the game industry when he passed away, because of course Chrono Trigger is one of those huge influences alongside Dragon Quest. You know, he influenced Sonic the Hedgehog. He didn't work on Sonic the Hedgehog, but he influenced that franchise for sure, and just a ton of others at the time. You know, yeah, he finally got to work on Dragon Quest and everything years later after he was like a fan of it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I've been talking about way too much about Toriyama, but can you blame me? Right there, past gen prints not for resale, right where the Nintendo logo's supposed to be. Oh, that's really funny. But yeah, that's how you know it's the reproduction. This is not a bad reproduction. It's pretty good. It's pretty good quality. It's pretty good quality. I love it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. So thank you all again for watching. Please go and check out and play Chrono Trigger if you haven't. All right, guys, this is the Logic Reviewer signing out. Till next time, have a good one. Farewell. Bye-bye. And again, thanks for watching. Oh, and Zachary McFink, thanks again for supporting me on Patreon, buddy. Seriously, thank you. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.